Hi guys! Let's talk about Island 2, Episode 4. This episode was kind of boring because they kept replaying past events to fill the gap and divide this mission into 2 episodes, which mind you, this episode is 2 hours long. But we had great performances here. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe and don't forget to like. Thanks! The episode starts where we left before, the Laiku A performance. They show us their practice and the interim check. They weren't good, but the producers compliment Gyuri saying that she was being herself and fits this song, which I agree. Monica goes straight to the point as always, saying she's disappointed with Jiyoon, and warn her that she's going to give her some strong feedback. She says that the way she feels is also a skill, so she needs to get her mind straight and work it out to be great on the ground, since she came from Island, meaning she was good while in there. She said she needs to be the best on the ground, even if she's not the best in Island, otherwise it would feel like it was her fate to be there. They say she needs to work on looking cute and happy, and it's very nice that after this she can recognize that she was getting stuck because of her mentality. She keeps practicing to try to look happier, cause the song is all bright and she thought it didn't fit her, and Gyuri again is giving her good advices and support, which is good cause Gyuri is great at being cute. She kept practicing her expressions and that moment was so me, her smiling and then the smile falling down, lol. The performance starts and this song was made for Gyuri. There's no way to not fix your eyes on her, it felt like it was her solo and back dancers. Jiyoon did well in my opinion, she wasn't the cutest there, but she did it well. Yuna was okay, Chaeeun wasn't that good on vocals, Yuiko was fine, and Eunchae made a mistake on the dance and she wasn't really stable. I find it weird that some of the parts were lip sync, but Gyuri sang all of it, which made her stand out even more to me, especially in the chorus. The dance break and the last chorus wasn't that good, but Jiyoon's high note was great. Gyuri and Jiyoon were the best vocals and the ones that stood out the most to me. Chaeeun and Yuiko had good expressions, but the way the producers were reacting to Jiyoon doesn't really make sense to me. I don't think Jiyoon was bad, she was smiling, only sometimes she wasn't smiling enough. I don't know if it's because the producers were seeing it live, but it seems like they exaggerated a bit. Monica asks her if they misunderstood her, she says she tried her best, but apparently it wasn't enough, and then Monica says she's naively waiting for a miracle that doesn't happen there, for her to be good at cute songs, cause if she worked hard there was no way she would be bad at it. That was sad to hear cause when I was watching I was like, oh, she did fine, I think last episode ending was a bait. Well, it was not. Then they proceed saying Eunchae was amateur, Yuiko didn't stand out but didn't do bad, and they compliment Gyuri, but the overall performance was disappointing for them. Then we have that scene from last episode, where Jiyoon is crying on the grass, and Gyuri is there again to help her. I really like Gyuri at this point, she's so kind and bright, I wish we could see her more, but the episodes don't focus too much on her. Now it's time for the results. The winning team will be decided based on the average score of the 6 individuals in the team. After this, 2 people will be eliminated from ground. They reveal Island's scores one by one from each team. I don't know if I fully agree with these scores, like, I expected Panorama to win, the difference between the teams is a bit too high, 3 people with the fewest lines from Panorama got the highest scores. I thought the overall result for the teams would be like 5 points difference at max, with Panorama as the winner. The Whistle team proceeds to the ground, meanwhile the Bad Boy team won there and proceeds to Island. Chaeeun is always crying a lot, she's so expressive, she always cries even when it doesn't involve her. Fuko and Jungeun say goodbye crying too. Then the grounders go to the stage to see who will be eliminated. This is the first elimination of the show, the 2 girls with the lowest scores are out. They would call 3 people with the lowest scores and then eliminate 2 of them, the other one would survive. The first one to be called was Eunchae, the second was Yuiko, and the third one was Minsol. I honestly think they were already in order of lowest to highest, cause there was no way they would eliminate Minsol, the episodes focus on her way more than those other girls, and she came from Island. Although it was possible, I was sure she wouldn't be eliminated cause it seems like the survival show likes her, just like Choi Soul. The eliminated girls were Eunchae and Yuiko, and I think if the Bad Boy team didn't move up, it would be Kang Jiwon to be eliminated. Actually, they showed us the individual scores, and Kang Jiwon was the lowest score overall, with 63 points, Eunchae had 65 and Yuiko 67. That's why I don't like when they send full teams down or up, it's good to mix and make different teams, but having the elimination after this is kind of sad cause Yuiko could have another chance, I don't think she was bad, she just didn't stand out. The girls go home and the two teams move to their places. The next mission is being announced, it's called Unit Battle. There will be 3 teams from Island and 3 from Ground, they will battle against each other, and each time the Ground team wins, 3 people will be removed from Island. The maximum of people from Island that can be removed is 9, which means all Grounders would go up. After the mission, 2 people from the Ground will be eliminated. The people to go up to Island will be chosen by the producers. The units are vocal, dance and creative. The vocal unit has 2 people, Island will sing Find by Jeeun and Ground will sing Eyes, Nose, Lips, by Taeyang, the producer. The dance unit will have 3 people, the song for Island will be a remix of My Bag by G Idol and Eve, Psyche etc. by Les Seraphim. For the Ground, the song will be a remix of Mic Drop by BTS and Sugarcoat by Kiss of Life. For the creative unit, Island will have 7 people and Ground will have 5 people, both have to create the choreography for the song Rain on Me, by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande. The teams choose different strategies, Island chose to focus on 2 units where they could win, leaving the remainers to the left category, which was the creative one. Meanwhile, Ground decided to balance the units. Island chose Jonghoon and Fuko as the vocal unit. On the Ground, Sujung wanted to be in the vocal unit because she always gets the feedback that she's a dancer singing, so she wanted to show her vocals, but the girls said they would be doomed on the dance and creative categories if she chooses the vocal one. They say it's about unit and not individuals this time, so Sujung decides she will create the choreography for the creative unit. She was really confident cause she participated on a dance survival show and she's great at it, I agree. Honestly, she needs to be the main dancer of the future group, I'm just saying. Jiyoon was obviously chosen to be in the vocal unit, as she was really happy with the song, she said it's her style of singing. Minsol and Gyuri tried for the second vocal position, and in my opinion, Gyuri was so good. I got goosebumps and the girls also liked her, it felt emotional, which is the intention in the song, but they said they needed vocals that could contrast to Jiyoon's, so they let Gyuri for now, but it could change later. For the dance unit, Island chose Koko and Juwon, which are their best dancers, and choose Jiwon as the third one. The rest of them is the creative unit, and most of them don't have experience at creating choreographies. For the Ground dance unit, Ryu Sarang volunteered, and they chose Yuna as the third one. For the creative unit, they are scared cause they think some people in Island have more experience than them, but Sujung says that she alone can create something better than all of them, that's a confident queen, and she's right cause she is indeed very good at it, I wish I was creative like that. After this, they start practicing and Minsol asked to practice the vocals a little more, cause she wanted to show it to the producers, since she was close to elimination last time, so she practices together with Jiyoon and Gyuri and Jiyoon says the overall song fits Minsol better, so they change from Gyuri to Minsol. I didn't really like it because Gyuri's vocals were amazing singing this song and I wanted to see more of her singing. Minsol wants to show her vocal skills, but what about Gyuri? She's always low on score too and I feel like they don't give her too much screen time. Anyway, meanwhile Jiyoon and Minsol were practicing separated first, Jonghoon and Fuko were practicing together. The songs are very different, while Fine has a lot of high notes, Taeyang's song is more emotional and calm, has some falsettos in different tones, so the technique is very different when comparing them. It's even hard to judge the teams cause the feeling is so different, at the same time that both songs are sad. For the dance units, Island was fine, they memorized almost everything easily and had no problems. For the Ground, they decide Sarang is the leader, but Yui will help with the choreography. They both start helping Yuna cause she said she's not that good with hip-hop. For the creative units, Island doesn't know exactly what to do, so they have separate parts it seems. Meanwhile, on the Ground Sujung is creating scenarios in the choreography based on the lyrics and trying to make it interactive, all the girls together. Suddenly Somi appears in Island. She talks to the girls about their concerns in debuting, and she gives advice to Fuko and Yuju cause they've been to other survival shows, just as Somi. These girls are so lucky, they got to take pictures with Somi and everything. Suddenly, the performance day comes. Ground is nervous, and Island is confident, but will it change? Well, you'll see. We start with the vocal units, they can watch each other on stage. Before they start, the program shows again the conflict between Jonghoon and Jiyoon. What happened was unfortunate and I think they should have switched part 6, not 11, but this evil editing and drama is getting tiring already. I just hope they can solve it. Anyways, Fuko looks so beautiful, I love this dress. They show us their practice and interim evaluation. This time, the interim check was on stage with special producers. They were Lip Jae, a choreographer, and Lee Jae-hwan, which was one of the producers from that horrible show Are You Next, where Jeemin came from, and therefore I don't trust him. If you want to know about the show, I have a playlist with my full review of the episodes. I regret some things I said, but not about the producers. Fuko and Jungeun go first, and Jungeun got off key in one high note. They try singing with the producer playing guitar and he says Jungeun needs to express emotions better. They basically tell them they need to fix a lot of details, but it's mostly about emotions and telling a story than technique. They go back to practicing analyzing the lyrics better and focusing on emotions, cause they say the song fits their situation and it's sad. There was like a video clip with the song showing their friendship and trying to make us cry. This episode was all in the emotional mood. The performance finally starts. Oh my god, this was so good, I don't even know what to say. The girls had such a chemistry and it was so beautiful, their voices really fit the song and the high notes were great. When they sang together their voices matched so well, it gave me goosebumps. We need Jungeun in the future group to do the high notes, she's the best at it there. This note that Jungeun did. They were so pretty and talented, it got me emotional indeed. I think they achieved the goal. Even the producers were frozen by surprise. But they let their thoughts for later. First we'll watch the eyes, nose, lip performance. We start with the interim check. Jiyoon made a mistake in the lyrics, she got off beat one time, got off key, and their harmony wasn't exactly right in the end of the song. Her voice did blend well with Minsol's, but when they sing separately we can feel the difference of level between them. This song gives the impression of the Jiyoon song. The producer that I don't trust told them that the meaning of feedback was lost because they made many mistakes, so he didn't know what to say, but it's good cause it ended fast. They talked about anxiety, and Monica tells Jiyoon to cheer up, then they show another sad video clip reminding of her past moments. It's the third time there's a cut like this in this episode and we've seen those same moments 30 minutes ago. Jiyoon is nervous cause she didn't show her potential yet and want to do well. So since the producer didn't give any help to them, Monica becomes the savior and tells her to immerse in the performance so she won't feel nervous, cause she has potential. She was nice here, although she's rude sometimes, I like her. The other producer asks if they practiced together, cause they seemed distant, and that's true, they practiced separately. Now they are practicing together and Jiyoon is teaching Minsol. And just as we get to the performance, what I have to say is connected to all of this. They were beautiful too, just like the Island girls, but this is Jiyoon's song. It's kind of sad cause it's supposed to be a duo song, but it feels like Jiyoon is the main singer. We are all here to watch her, and don't get me wrong, cause both did very good. But this performance lacks the unit feeling that Fuko and Jungeun had, maybe because they started separately, or maybe because Jiyoon had to teach Minsol cause she wasn't 100% ready for it, like Fuko and Jungeun were. They practiced vocals, while the other two practiced emotions. It's like both teams are the opposite, cause Jiyoon and Minsol didn't have to practice the emotions, their problem was more technical. But about the performance itself, I got goosebumps too. Both their voice tones were very nice, and they did everything well, the harmony worked beautifully, it was a great performance. It feels like Jiyoon sings so naturally and effortlessly, like it seems so easy, but I didn't feel this for Minsol. And every time Jiyoon comes again there's this different feeling that makes her stand out a lot more. I'm sorry Minsol, you did very well, especially on the harmonies in the end, but Jiyoon stole all the spotlight. I really enjoyed this performance too, it's hard to pick a winner here. I was leaning more to the fine unit, but I had this feeling that Jiyoon unit would win. When it ended I was like 5 minutes in silence thinking how would I vote if I was a producer, cause for me it's a tie. But one thing that's very interesting is that Taeyong himself is a producer, so I was very curious to see what he would say. Imagine the privilege. The producers were speechless. Taeyong said he got teared up. They all compliment both teams and Taeyong talks again about mindset to Jiyoon and now they understand why she was mad. The producers then talk between them and it's very hard to decide the winner. They also wanted it to be a tie, lol. But they wanted to give a chance to Jiyoon show her skills again. And if Island won, nobody from ground could go up unless the other teams win, so I thought they would give it to Jiyoon's unit. And so they did, by 1 point, which I think is fair, and even the producers themselves were calling this unit as Jiyoon's song. The grounders got really happy, cause they didn't expect it, while Island got frozen and shocked. And more drama to the Jungeun versus Jiyoon situation. Jiyoon greeted Fuko and ignored Jungeun. That was awkward. Fuko and Jungeun are feeling guilty for their loss, and the girls get more nervous about the next performances. Now the dance units will perform. We start with Island, which has a choreography made by Monica, so she's being really perfectionist and not easy on them. They show us their interim check, and there is some more drama cause this episode was all about showing us their past moments, so they show us how Sarang and Juwon were competing against each other and tell us that they were friends since trainees and had always practiced on the same team until now. The producer Lip J participated on the choreography, so she's also being precise on her evaluation. For the Island team, they say they need to separate the mood of the two songs, they should be different and not connected. For Ground, they like it a lot, both teams were good, but they liked Ground more. With that, they proceed to show us a personal competition between Sarang and Juwon, to create some conflict and make us worried, as if the team depends on this. Monica helped Island to practice the choreography and she kept talking about Juwon's expression, that she only knows to be a bad girl and frowns too much. She feels too pressured and guilty as a leader and burst into tears, she must be exhausted, but the girls cheer her up and practice her expressions together. I don't know if I like this choreography that much, sometimes it seemed too normal, I don't know. I feel like it wasn't that impactful as I thought it would be. Koko was the main highlight here, Juwon was in second place and Jiyoon, although she was good, was not really standing out, it felt like she was a filler for Koko and Juwon's duo. Juwon was great on the mean expressions, as they said before, but I didn't find this performance that memorable, there was a high chance the Ground could win here. There were some cool parts, but that's it. The girls in Island thought they already won. The producers say they were better at facial expressions than before. The Ground team starts performing and they end the episode here, just like they did to Laikua in the last episode. Which was your favorite performance, Fuko and Jungeun or Jiyoon and Minsol? What do you think about this episode? I really like the mission this time, I just got a bit tired of the dramatic editing of the episode, with all those cuts. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Bye.